Hello students, welcome to this online course of Strength of Hydraulic Engineering. So today we are going to discuss the next topic which we were discussing like in the continuation of the our topic, which is the gradually varied flow. So in the previous lecture we have seen the critical the specific energy for critical flow. So I hope you have understood the importance of critical flow. So we have seen that for a critical flow, if the flow is if the flow is happening at a critical depth, then the specific energy will be minimum. And at the same time, I have told you, for the critical flow to happen, the discharge will be maximum. So for the critical depth, for energy purpose, like from the perspective of energy, specific energy, we have calculated and we have arrived at a condition that was q square g upon q square t upon ga cube was equal to 1. Now we will try to understand the same concept, that the critical flow, if it is happening from the perspective of the maximum discharge. What does this mean? It means that for a critical flow the discharge will be maximum. So let us see how we are going to see and what condition we are having if the discharge is if the flow is critical. So condition for maximum discharge. So let us see, if the discharge is to be maximum, what we are having, this equation we are having, that is the specific energy is equal to y plus q square by 2g into a square. So E was what? E was y plus b square upon 2g. So we have replaced v by q by a. So v square will become q square by a square. So this equation we are having the specific energy in terms of our discharge. Now we want to find the discharge to be maximum. At what condition the discharge in the section will be maximum? So the condition for maximum discharge can be obtained by differentiating equation. So this equation is equation number 10. So try to write the equation number, because we are continuing it from like equation 1, 2, 3 like that, and this is our equation number 10 for this chapter. So equation number 10 is a equation of discharge in terms of depth and specific energy. Now the area is dependent on the y, so E is constant, because if we are calculating for specific energy, then we will keep the discharge as constant. And if we are saying the discharge to be constant, this will be happening at a particular energy. That means energy is constant. And if in the previous lecture we were discussing about the specific energy, so that specific energy was happening at a particular discharge, so their discharge was constant. So this you have to be very clear. So the condition for maximum discharge can be obtained by differentiating this equation with respect to y. We are differentiating and we will see what we are having. So dq by dy, what it will become? So a is a parameter in y and this is parameter in y. So chain rule we will apply. So this equation, the differentiation of this with respect to y will be like something like this. So dA by dy is t and q by a is this. From here you can see. So after putting the value here, we are still getting the same quantity, that is q square t by ga cube is equal to 1. So this is the equation number 8 which we have discussed in the previous lecture. So please refer to that lecture if you are not seen it yet. So for the critical flow condition also correspond to the condition of maximum discharge in a channel for a fixed specific energy. Okay. So from both the perspective we have seen, and we are arriving at a same equation. That is why I have told you this is the very important equation, and we are going to use it very frequently. So on the basis of this, if we are having a rectangular channel and we are having the base width b and depth of flow as y, what we can do, t will be equal to b, area is b into y. So we can directly calculate the value of depth or discharge in terms of any other parameter which is asked in the question. So this we will be doing in the next lecture. For different sections we will be calculating the condition, like what will be the specific energy in terms of depth, what will be the discharge in terms of specific energy. So various things we can calculate. So we will this topic we are going to see in the next lecture. So up till now we have seen the theory part. So let us try to apply that for a numerical problem. So this is the numerical problem which states a 2.5 meter wide rectangular channel has a specific energy of 1.5 meters. So energy is given, the width of the rectangular channel is given to us when carrying a discharge of 6.48 meter cube per second. So discharge is also given. Calculate the alternate depths and corresponding Froude numbers. So alternate depth, as I have told you, what is alternate depth? If this is your specific energy and here it is depth, so specific energy was something like this. This is not like this. So here it was, this was the curve, this was the minimum, and for a given specific energy E dash, there will be two depths, y1 and y2. So this is y1 and this is y2. So we will see, and also at this critical flow the Froude number is equal to 1. So it is very much evident that the Froude number corresponding to y1 and y2 will be 1 will be lesser than 1 and 1 will be greater than 1. So how we are going to see that? Let me just clear it. So the flow is not critical because they are asking for the alternate depth. Alternate depth, that means there are two depths, and for critical flow only one depth is possible. So that means it is not a case of a critical float. Now, but we are having this equation. This is the fundamental equation for this chapter. So you can start from this. If you don't know anything, so what you are going to do? You have to start from somewhere. So this equation we are having. That is okay. Now what we can do? What is given in the question? Let us try to see. Q is given, E is given, and width is given. So y q square by 2g into a square. This is E. Now it is been asked to us. Q is given, 2g is constant, y we have to calculate, E is given, and here what is A is B into y. B is given, only y is unknown. So by using this equation directly you will get the value of y. So let us see how we are going to solve this problem. So this is the solution part. So we are having this equation, E is equal to y plus q square by 2g a square. So q is 6.48, a is b into y, that is 2.5 into y is in meters. E is given to us 1.5 meters, y is in meters. So this is a dimensionally homogeneous equation. So after calculation we are having E is equal to y plus 0.3434243 by y square. So only y is unknown. So what we can do? This is a cubic equation. So we are having a 3 roots for this equation, that is y cube minus 1.5 y square plus 0.34243 is equal to 0. So two depths are positive and this is negative. So depth cannot be negative. So simply we will discard this value of negative depth, neglecting the value of negative y. So we are having y1 and y2. So for y1 and y2, if you want to check, you will just place this y1 plus b square by 2g. So q square is given to q by a square. Put y1 here and you will have the same value of E for y1 is equal to 0.625 and y2 is equal to 1.296. Just try to see whether whatever we are just discussed is correct or not. So this type of cross verification you can do. So you will get the confidence that yes, whatever you are reading or whatever you have just discussed, it is correct. We are not discussing random things. Now one more aspect is asked to you. So we have to calculate the Froude number. So Froude number formula we are having, it is under v by under root g into y. So y1 and y2 we have calculated. V also we can calculate from, like v is equal to what? Q by a. So q is given to us, b is constant, and y is depending on y1 and y2. We will have v1 and v2. Now just put the value of what we want to do. Y1 and y is the changing. Y1 and y2, they are two different depths. So what we can do, we can just calculate the value of Froude number in terms of y only. So 6.48 by 2.5 into y divided by under root g into y. So after calculation you are have 0.8276 by y raised to power 3 by 2. So if we will put y is equal to 0.625, so we will get f1, and if here you will put y is equal to 1.296, you will get the value of f2. So that is Froude number corresponding to y2. So by putting value you will get Froude number for depth corresponding to 0.625 is coming out to be 1.625, and Froude number for depth 1.296 is coming out to be 0.561. So clearly you can see Froude number 1 and Froude number 2 are on the either side of your unity. That means one flow is subcritical and one flow is supercritical. So if Froude number is greater than 1, that flow is termed as supercritical, and if the Froude number is less than 1, then that flow is termed as subcritical. So Froude number greater than 1 is supercritical and Froude number less than 1 is subcritical. So you can see it is supercritical flow, and f2 is 0.561. That means the flow is subcritical here. So this is all for today. In the next lecture we are going to see further aspects of this chapter. So thank you.